y'all, Natalie here today, and I have another layout of front porch first day of school pictures. The last video I posted was for a back to school YouTube hop, and so I decided to just keep it going with all of these back to school photos. I'm showing you that striped paper is from 2005. Also, the numbered paper is from Die Cuts with a View, but it's also from a really old collection, so I'm getting a couple really old papers used here. I have these 3 photos of my little guy on his first day of kindergarten on the front porch. I'm going to use these distress oxides. I have fossilized amber, crackling campfire, and carved pumpkin. And so I'm going to do kind of like rectangular grids, I guess. And then some of the grid spaces are going to be the distress oxide inks. So in my last video, I did a companion 12 by 12 pocket page with my traditional layout, and so this is going to be the opposite page of the traditional, and then it's I have more pocket pages, more photos that are going to go in the back side of that original pocket page, and I will tie in a few elements from the pocket page to match this page as well. I'm not going to do that pocket page on screen. One pocket page process video a week is enough. They're kind of boring, I think. There's not much I can really say without repeating myself over and over again. So yeah, I will put up photos of that at the end, and then in my galleries and then my blog, I'll link down below and you can see how they coordinate. So off screen, I roughed up all the edges of the papers. I actually roughed up the edges of the photos as well, which is something I don't typically do. And then I sewed around all the edges of the papers and the photos with this like really dark charcoal thread. And then I also kind of switched my straight stitch into a zigzag stitch just to add a little bit of interest in a few places. And I really like the way that looks. So this is kind of like the idea of what I'm going for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my stamping block because the inks are square and I'm working in a rectangle. So basically that's why. So I just added to that stamping block. That's a perfect width of the papers that I cut. And I'm just adding water, creating a watercolor effect. These distress oxides dry really gorgeous. They dry kind of chalky and soft after you add water to them. So that is lovely. So that is the fossilized amber. It's like a mustard yellow color. He has a tiger on his shirt that is like, it's more yellow than it is orange, which is a little strange, but anyway, the other page that I created was black with bright tie-dye colors because his shoes were tie-dye. And so these colors just kind of didn't go perfectly along with them, but they corresponded really well. So that's why I chose these papers. And I always love a good stripe, and this stripe has always been one of my favorites, and a unique stripe is what I like. So I didn't use that other paper that I showed at the beginning. It was like ruled paper that a kid would write on, which would be perfect for a layout about back to school, but it was kind of creamy. And my background paper here is really white, and even though the number paper here might also be creamy because it has so much going on, you can't really notice, but the other one was going to be really noticeable, so I decided to just leave it out. And I'm glad I did because these 2 bright, really wild papers were enough for this page. So I'm just kind of working one column at a time to make sure that everything is lined up well and that I don't really have the same pattern paper touching in side-by-side columns. And then I'm going through and filling in the blank spaces with the inks. So this is the crackling campfire color. That was a new color, I think, last year. And I do have clear gesso on the background of this page, if you were wondering. So yeah, just really simple process. You can't mess it up really. And if you drip it, you saw me earlier drip it, I just wiped it up because I had gesso on the page and it was still wet, so no problem. So I'm just, I switched those papers around because it was kind of running off the page and I had already sewed it, so I didn't want to trim it off. So that worked fine. And then over here, I'm going to add in that carved pumpkin, but I'm kind of going to go ahead and just put it over the crackling campfire that's still left on the block. And so it does change the color of orange, but it is like a unique color, I guess. And you aren't supposed to blend your oxides like this. You're not supposed to get one oxide on the pad of the other oxide because it will mess it up. So just be really careful if you do that, or just don't do it. Like I said, the last video I posted is a hop for our back to school, and so many inspirational people participated in that. So if you haven't done that yet, go back and check that out and hop around. But this was just kind of like a continuation of that. I was super inspired by all of the videos, and I wanted to finish up scrapping my kids' first day of school here. So yeah, I'm going to link down below with my blog, with my affiliate links if you want to go pick up your own distress oxides. You can't pick up these papers because, like I said, they're a bazillion years old. You have to have been crafting for 25 plus years like me, I guess, to have these things in your stash. And a big hoarder. But the distress oxides and other amazing goodies are in the store. I'll link that down below. And I would love it if you'd like and follow. I also have a fun reel going on Instagram for the Pocket page that I created too. So when I was trying to think of a title, and I thought of him being 5 and how 5 rhymes with thrive. And so I thought 5 and thriving is a really good title for this. So I just got these black foam alphas. I'm going to edit this P to become an R because it was missing an R. But I really like how the title looks up and down that way. And so I'm almost done here because the page is pretty busy. I didn't want to do too much other embellishing. So all I did was add a stitch down either side in black to kind of mimic the stitching on the photos and the papers. And that's it. So I thank you guys for watching. You'll see the stitching at the end in the still photos. But that's it. Thank y'all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear feedback from you guys. Bye, y'all.